Hi, this is Graphically Alex coming at you with all things fat related. If that's something that interests you, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. So today we're going to cover this TikTok by Splotchmaker. I want to say I've noticed that a lot of fat activists are not as active anymore. But I do have my favorites that I like to keep up with. I think my absolute favorite is probably Marissa Matthews, just because she's super interesting to me. I know that she is so grating to people, but she is so interesting to me personally. But in terms of Splotchmaker, she's kind of she's a little bit fun to react to, I will say. But I want to know if you guys know of any other ones that are really still active, because I haven't seen it. I don't know what's going on, but let me know in the comments below. I would appreciate it. But anyways, let's go ahead and cover this one. So this one, I'm not going to say anything yet. I haven't even watched the whole thing. So some of it we're going in and I'm literally reacting. But anyways, the beginning was just, let's go.
Being fat is actually very cool because you get to find out who people are very, very quickly. You find out if people are assholes and horrible people very quickly and very easily.
I don't know. That's all I'm going to say is I don't know. Skeptical. I think you can figure out who's maybe super shallow. That could be true, but I don't know. I think beyond that, I don't know.
No more are there moments of oh, I didn't know they were weird. I didn't know they were mean. I didn't know they were gonna be so judgy.
I don't know. This is going to sound really harsh. And I know that I know I said I was going to try not to be, I don't know if I said I wasn't going to try to be as mean. That's not true. I feel like Splotchmaker is weird and judgmental. What was the other one? I feel like that's Splotch.
They were gonna
judgy.
Be so judgy.
Yeah.
We know.
I feel like that's how Splotch is.
Are there moments of oh, I didn't know they were weird.
She's weird.
Know, they were mean. I didn't know they were.
She's mean. She's judgy. Yeah.
So
I remember she got on everyone's case because they liked that Funny Fat Friend song, and she was like, nah, oh my gosh. And then she made fun of those women and she's like, I hope that when you bend over to get a roll and da-da-da, I hope you're embarrassed and I laugh at you or whatever. It's like, okay. So I would say that that's all her. So it's like, does she see that if she looks in the mirror? Can she see that she's that way? Probably not.
Edgy. We know. Immediately we know. Sure, there are outliers who...
Yeah, a lot of very fat people are taken advantage of. They're in horrific relationship dynamics. There's a lot of fat people who struggle, particularly in dating, because they feel that they are, there's so much more limited in options. So they're more likely to try to stick with something even though it's clearly not working. Not that I would know that at all, but we're not going to go there. Not today, Satan. Not today. But it can get even worse, even in friendships. Sometimes you have victim hero complexes with friends and things when you're really, really big and you're really not well. So I think it's a lot more common that there's more relationship issues the fatter you are, not less. But okay, Splotch. All right. Okay.
Obviously slip through and all that. But
my relationships have drastically improved since losing the weight that I've lost. I'm just going to put that out there.
Fat phobia is such a hard thing to unlearn for so many people. Even if they've unlearned other things, that it
Sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna let it go.
really shows you the amount of work that people have put into being.
So you're basically saying because it's such a reach to get somebody to buy into fat phobia that they're super nice or they're super quote unquote compassionate. Okay. All right. Maybe. Maybe they're super open minded. I could see that. Could see that.
Passionate, respectful, informed human beings. And it shows you right off the bat who is worth your time. Because people don't respect fat.
I got screwed over so many times at my fattest. You're wrong. No, because when you get so big, it starts to affect a lot. You know, I call it the hypohaze. It's when you you have hypothyroidism. It gets really, really bad. It's very hard to see things clearly. It gets extremely difficult to see relationships clearly, and you're much more likely to be taken advantage of because you can't see the actual dynamics of a relationship because your health is so bad. You're just in like this constant fog or this anxiety and all this stuff. You can't see things clearly. It makes it really hard to have reciprocal, balanced relationships with people. I think this is completely off base. I think this is completely wrong, Splotch. Completely wrong.
Fat people enough to pretend with them, and they don't respect fat people enough to even give them the time of day in the first place. So you learn very, very quickly the type of person someone is because they treat you pretty immediately in most cases how they see you. Being fat is actually,
like I said, I don't agree with this. I don't know. Maybe I just had. Let's just give Splotch the benefit of the doubt. You guys can let me know what your guys' experiences have been. But I've had a very opposite experience where, you know, I usually have a pretty good judge of character, but at my fattest moments, at the times when I was like really sick, extremely hypo, those are the moments when I've had toxic people slip through the cracks and I have problems. So that's usually when it's happened. And then I had a lot of clarity come in last year. I talked about it a lot in my rhetoric on the channel. I talked about leaving the hypohaze. That was a major aspect of my 2023. And it changed my views on relationships of all kinds. Every single kind of relationship changed because I started to see things much more reciprocally, if that's a word. I started to, you know, be a lot less selfish. I started to really have a lot more empathy for others. I could see things from other people's perspectives. It's a very useful skill that a lot of very, very fat people do not have because you get into such a survival mode that you can only think about yourself. All these things are not helpful for healthy relationship dynamics. Like I said, the type of people, like I think of Aubrey Gordon as a great example. I do not think Aubrey Gordon has healthy relationships with friends, for example. I feel like she's in control of all of her friends. I think she's extremely controlling. I think that if she's not controlling, then she, you know, when she was younger, there were certain articles I've read where there's those dynamics where you have that hero victim savior thing, or like it's just not good. And it's so bad with friendships. And I had that when I was younger. It was awful. It never works out. It almost always blows up. And I had so many of those issues when I was younger. And I do think I'm not saying all of it has to do with being super morbidly obese, but I think it does have to do a lot with it, because why is it that when I got my hypothyroidism under control, when I started losing weight in a healthy way that wasn't tied to toxic ritualistic behaviors, why is it that all of a sudden all my relationships normalized, stabilized, crystallized, became totally fine? And all of a sudden, I wasn't constantly fighting with people in my personal life anymore. And I wasn't doing that push-pull thing. I still had some baggage from my past relationship earlier in the year, but even that, I feel like I've finally been able to just let that go, and just be open to new possibilities and have more hope and just feel better, because I'm not constantly in these relationship dynamics and falling out and doing all this stuff, which I think is really common when you're very, very unhealthy. I just do. I'm sorry, I'm calling BS, Splotch. I don't think it helps. I really, really don't. I really, really, really don't. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys again next week. I'm going to be filming videos with Eric every day for next week. So they're all going to be Eric videos because I'm staying at his place. I'm staying at my bestie's place. I got so much to do. I'm going to LA for a wedding. I told you guys. I think I told you guys. So I'm going to be so busy, but I'm going to be filming. I got some agenda. I'm going to be working. Seeing friends, going to the wedding, having fun. I'm still going to go to the gym. You knew Eric wouldn't let me not go to the gym. He's like, "'Cause you're going." And I was like, but anyways, I'm sure I'm going to watch some horror movies and have fun. Have fun with my friends. So I'm excited. I'm going to go to the beach. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to do. Look at all the stuff I'm listing. I'm going to go to the beach. I want to do like maybe a hike or something. I got to go to LA and not be as fat and see how it is, But anyways, you guys, I will see you guys next week. We'll be there. I got videos planned, so you guys know what to expect. I will see you guys later. Peace.